Hi guys, Drwendydearborne here from the Laws of Attraction, and that's laws plural of attraction in action. Well guys, welcome, and once again my name's Drwendydearborne, and this segment is really called What Dad Said. My father was a very learned man. He was a scholar. He was a thinker, and by nature he was, by profession he was an engineer, which actually really fed into him being a thinker. He was a deep thinker. He took puzzles and he liked to work them so they could flow on a linear, they could become linear. He was a thinker. He was a very spiritual man, deeply spiritual man. And actually, he had been a part of the Centers for Spiritual Living, which is their new name as of recent, and I say recent within the last, 5 years or so. He had been a member of the Centers for Spiritual Living for, I want to say, nearly 60 years, for a very long time. What I want to share with you today is my father believed in paying it forward. And for 60-something years of his life, he practiced that, paying it forward. When my parents were buying their first home in Tottenham, come on you coys, I'm a Tottenhamite. When my parents, and that's London, N17. When my parents were buying their first home in Tottenham, they needed some help. I believe the house cost, £5,000, £7,000. And it's all relative. Because when you're earning £10 a week, and that works out to be £40 a month, that's not a lot of money. In this day and age, that's pittance. But it was all relative back in the very, very, very early 50s, right? It was post-war. So it was tough. So they had some friends there, Mr. and Mrs. Ellis, and they loaned them some money. And based on their generosity, Mr. and Mrs. Ellis's generosity, and their willingness to go the extra distance and trust mum and dad, to know that they will repay them and not try to screw them out of this money that they loaned them. My parents were able to not only buy their home, but as a result of that, sell it, purchase another home cash, sell that, purchase another home cash, and amassed great wealth. Everything that my parents did after the sale of the first home in Tottenham, N17, everything that they did after that was all done cash. Whatever cars they bought, whatever homes they purchased, whether it be a computer, whatever it was done cash. And this was based upon two people who arrived in a foreign country with the clothes on their back, the clothes in their suitcase, or the grip as them call it back then, the clothes in their suitcase, and combined total of, 38 pounds. A combined total of 38 pounds. My parents amassed serious wealth. Paying it forward. Dad said that because of the generosity of Mr. and Mrs. Ellis, that himself and my mum decided that whenever they could help somebody, they would help them. Now, Dad said to me that you help somebody But it cannot be at the detriment of yourself and your family. Don't take bread off of the table that's going to feed your children so that somebody else can feed theirs. That's not what it's about. Dad said when you give anybody money, even time, whatever it is, but in this instance, I'm talking about money. So when you give money, you give it and you give it freely and you don't expect it back. Don't give what you have to have. Give whatever it is that you can give, knowing that you don't need it back and it's not going to put you in a bind. This is what Dad said. And this is what Dad did for 60-something years of his life. Based on the fact that somebody had taken a chance on him. Now, I know that when my parents were staying in Jamaica, I called it the Bank of Lashley. Because when I was visiting their gates, because they had these gates that would open, you know, television screen, you see who's at the gate down at the gate. Their buzzer would be going. And people would be coming. And my parents would be giving. They paid for hospital stays, they've paid for operations, they've paid for braces, they've paid for school uniforms, they've paid for people to go to school, they've paid so people can get equipment for their jobs, they've paid so people can take care of their parents. Dad said, what Dad said was pay it forward. Always pay it forward. Show your gratitude, not only in saying thanks, but by doing that thanks, by living that thanks. And so they paid it forward. I mean, I know I tapped the Bank of Lashley. I know I tapped the Bank of Lashley. My parents said, or my dad said, give where you can, willingly, freely, lovingly, and with gratitude that you have it to give. That's what Dad said. And I wanted to share that with you. I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborne. Until next time, guys. Peace.